unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa and I, and I would like to welcome you into the fam. If you've ever wondered about what your dreams really mean and what they say about your future, then look no further. Because in today's readings, we're going to be figuring out exactly what your dreams are trying to say to you. So this video goes hand in hand with another video that I have simultaneously published. So in the video that you're currently watching, each dream receives its own tarot reading. And I have published a whole separate video, which I will link up here as well as in the description box, where I explain the significance of each of these dreams as well as their hidden meanings. So the order in which you watch the videos doesn't matter, but if you do want to receive as much information as possible about the meanings of your dreams, then make sure that you check out both videos. And if you like this type of innovative and fun content that I've been producing, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and also follow me on Instagram. But I'm gonna get into the dreams now, starting off with the very first dream that we will be discussing and looking at, which is the dream of falling. And for all of the other types of dreams that I will be discussing in this video, the timestamps can be found in the description box. So just scroll down and click the timestamp of the dream that you have most recently had. If it was a combination of two scenarios, then feel free to tune into two readings and two meanings. And furthermore, if you have any suggestions on other dreams that you would like me to discuss, feel free to leave those suggestions in the comment section. So the more comments as well as likes that I see on this video, the more likely that I will be discussing dreams again on my channel. So guys, definitely make sure that you comment, that you thumbs the videos up that you like, because that allows for me to have the green light to create more of the content that you truly want. So I wanted to keep this intro very short, which has not happened. I just thought it was very important to explain exactly how this video works, as well as some other little tidbits. But now let's get into the meaning of the first dream, which is falling. And for all of the other dream predictions, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, dream number one, and welcome to your reading. So you've been dreaming about falling recently, group number one, and I want to get straight into it in order to figure out exactly what that means and what your dream is trying to tell you. So first and foremost, we have the Five of Cups. Now, group number one, in the Five of Cups, I see a certain element of despair as well as fear, and just emotionally having this challenging situation before you in your waking life, which is why you're dreaming this falling scenario, which is kind of really stressful and scary. I see here in the star that this is happening because one thing that you need is hope. And thankfully, for all of my beautiful babies of the zodiac who are dreaming about falling, I want you to know here in the star that this foretells that there is going to be more hope in your life for this situation that is stressing you out and making you dream this falling scenario that is not very pleasant and that is very anxiety invoking. I can see here in the Queen of Coins that especially any dreams that have to do with a root of financial stress. So if you feel like you have been falling in your dream because it is a symbol of you losing control, and I see here in the Queen of Coins that you feel financially like maybe you're not quite in control or you're not quite as organized as you can be, that is one thing that I see here in the Queen of Coins that is being fixed, that is this kind of hope on the horizon. So do know that the Queen of Coins is something that you don't necessarily need to wait for, group number one. I want you to know in the Queen of Coins that you can take charge. You can be the Queen of Coins. Now, the Queen of Coins is, you know, as her name says, the Queen of the Coins, the Queen of the finances. She knows exactly what's in her bank account, exactly what's coming in next, how to organize it, and how to build financial stability. But do know here in the Queen of Coins that this is not something that happened overnight. This is something that she diligently learned, that the Queen of Coins diligently put her mind to mastering. And that is one thing that you're being called to do in order to stop having dreams of falling, especially if they feel negative, especially if it's not falling in the sense of flying, which would be an indication that you're kind of on top of your game, but falling in the sense of, oh, this is stressful, this is turmoil, this is like a loss of control. So let's see what you can do in order to fix the situation, in order to stop up feeling stressed out when you're dreaming these things. Next, we have spend time with friends. Now, group number 1, I know that this is impossible depending on which area in the world that you live in because of, the current economic situation. I want you to know here that spending time with friends is something that you should make an effort to do, even if it is virtual, even if it is through a phone call, as I see that that can help you not have so many dreams that stress you out or are even on the verge of being nightmares. Next, we have making an altar. Now, group number 1, making an altar is one thing that I would recommend to you to do in a sense that gives you stability in that area of life where you feel the sense of loss of control. So if you feel like you're not 100% in control of your finances, or you feel like your financial future and safety is on very wobbly grounds, create an altar or kind of like a manifestation or mood board that represents to you stability, that represents to you having some ground underneath your feet again, because that is exactly what you're missing right now, and that's why this dream of falling is happening. So to help you not dream this anymore, create an altar, create some sort of vision board which you can look at, which gives you a sense of stability and allows you to kind of program your mind to work towards creating that stability in your waking life. Next, we have the Queen of Cups. So in the Queen of Coins as well as the Queen of Cups, I can definitely see that you're being called to be kind to yourself. Being very harsh on yourself or allowing the stress of this dream to get to you is really the worst thing you can do, group number 1. Don't be so hard on yourself. We all have areas of life that we struggle with. Some of us struggle with our emotional stability, depression. Some of us struggle financially and with making sure that we have all our financial ducks in a row. Don't beat yourself up about it or feel like you're the only one. I can see here in the 4 of Wands that this is really a situation where working with other people can help you immensely. So work with somebody who can hold you accountable. If you are, for example, in a relationship, do know that making a plan with that person, a financial plan, saying that you're going to put aside as soon as you get your paycheck or any type of income, say 20% of that, and you're not going to touch it, and you're going to make that person hold you accountable is a great way to do it. There are also platforms where you can kind of say to an audience online or say to the platform that if I don't reach this target by the end of the year, I'm going to have to donate all of that money. And the sad truth is that a lot of us need some sort of financial pressure or some sort of pressure from the outside world to follow through with what we are saying that we're going to do before we actually take the appropriate action. So don't shame yourself. Instead, kind of hold yourself accountable in one way or another and put a little bit of added pressure if needed to your situation to get yourself in check and make sure that you're also getting those finances back to where they need to be. You're getting your job security back to where you would like it to be. Next, we have look for fairies as well as rest. So group number 1, I can definitely see here that a big thing that you need to learn to do is to truly sleep, truly rest, and to enjoy it again. That is one thing that I see in look for fairies as well as rest for you. Because of this dream of falling, you may have a little bit of fear to fall asleep again, to get the proper rest that you need. But I do see here in look for fairies that if you just allow it to be fun again, if you just allow yourself to remember that this is not something that has to happen. You don't have to have nightmares or dreams that give you anxiety. This is something that you can program, that you can work on, especially in the moments where you're awake. That can give you the confidence to go to bed without already kind of feeling afraid of what's going to come next or how you're going to wake up, feeling stressed or even feeling like really sweaty, actually having night sweats because of the stress that's happening. The more you learn to control your emotions around this, the more easy it will become for you to fall asleep again and to get the appropriate rest that you need. So do know that you may also be dreaming of falling because you haven't been getting enough sleep that is quality sleep. So I'm not talking about sleeping for 10 hours, but waking up and still feeling tired. I mean getting the appropriate 8 to 9 hours and feeling rejuvenated and well rested when you're done. So that is one thing that I see you needing to find a fun way to get back into and to give yourself confidence that you are capable of receiving restful sleep, of having a healthy sleep pattern, as well as being financially stable. Now, group number 1, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found this type of reading insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section what hit home for you, and leave a little money bag emoji down below to let me and others know that this is a dream that you've been dreaming of. I'm sending you so much abundance and prosperity, group number 1, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. So you've been dreaming about a very positive but impossible scenario, such as being at a super luxurious dinner party or sitting at dinner with a deceased loved one with whom you would give anything to spend more time with. So let's see exactly what your dream means and what it's trying to say to you right now, group number 2. So first and foremost, we have the 3 of Wands. Now in the 3 of Wands, group number 2, I can see here that your dream is trying to communicate to you to be creative about ways to connect with deceased loved ones and connect with positivity, okay? Connect with things that you once thought impossible. So whether that is spiritually connecting with somebody or connecting with the highest version of yourself that is really successful, that is invited on private yachts, jets, and to luxurious dinner parties, if that is something that you strive to be able to do. Next, we have the Devil. So I can definitely see here in the Devil that there is some sort of form of temptation here in your waking life, group number 2, that is keeping you from allowing yourself to reach your highest potential and keeping you from actually believing that your self-worth is where it really is. So there is this blockage here where you feel like maybe you're not good enough to be very successful, or you feel like it's just all in your head that you could ever connect spiritually with a deceased loved one. One thing that I can see here in the Devil is that self-limiting beliefs are what is really stifling you from growing and what is stifling you from enjoying this type of energy fully. Next up, we have the Queen of Coins. So dreaming these awesome but impossible scenarios definitely has to do with your financial standpoint as well. I see here in the Queen of Coins that it's not so much about how much you have or just how big or lush your bank account is. It's really more about how you feel internally. And I see here in the Queen of Coins that your dream is an indication that working on your self-worth is something that is really invaluable and would be very helpful for your waking life and how you feel about yourself, how appropriate that you feel that you are, how much that you really believe that you can accomplish in your lifetime. I see here in the Queen of Coins that you are underestimating yourself and your abilities, group number 2, and it is important for you to remember that it doesn't matter what number is in your bank account, what car that you drive, or what home you live in, your zip code, the clothes that you wear. All of that doesn't matter. What really matters is how you feel about yourself without all of those things, because those are things that come from a place where you have an insatiable hunger. So it's like a black hole, okay? You can throw more money, more designer things, more beautiful getaways and homes at it, but it's just never gonna be full if you don't feel like you're worthy without those things. I can see here in the Mystic that there is a very kind of mysterious and mystical realm that is ready for you to enter it. Okay, so this is most likely in an upcoming dream or just during a spiritual practice where I can see that you'll be able to connect with this mystic type energy that will allow you to transform and transpire almost like this butterfly and go through this transformation where all of a sudden you feel free, you feel liberated of this pure peer pressure that was present. Next up, we have the stone. So now group number 2, in the stone, I can see that a certain sense of stability is most likely what you crave. That's why you're dreaming these impossible scenarios, because it's something that you wish that you had. And I want you to know here, in conjunction to the stone, that stability is something that is not only very subjective, but it's also something that is highly unlikely for us to ever accomplish. Yet, as human beings, we crave stability, we seek it out, and we want more of it. And I understand that financial and emotional stability feels good, but at the end of the day, we never truly have that 100% stability where we know that we're always going to have financial means, or we're always going to have a loved ones in our lives. I mean, anything could happen, so that guaranteed aspect isn't really there. And that's where I see in the stone that it's important for you, group number 2, to make sure that you're not kind of chasing something that you can never catch up to, and that you're not throwing more of yourself at kind of like a black hole or into a bottomless pit. Next, we have the shaman, as well as the river. So group number 2, I can see here that your dream is calling for you to flow more. It's calling for you to engage more in activities that make you feel like you're 100% in your flow state, that make you feel really connected with the universe and really connected with your highest self. In the river, that's where we have the element of flowing. Do know that the element of water is a big part of the river as well, and it speaks of you being emotionally present and emotionally just allowing for emotions to come and to cascade, whether it is hysterically crying or laughing. Whatever it is that you're going through, when you're honest with yourself about the self-worth that is present in your life, allow yourself to feel it and meet yourself wherever you are. Know that this growth is something that happens exponentially. It's not really something that you can control or make an accurate projection of. Some days you'll have better days, other days you'll kind of feel a little bit overwhelmed and like crying. Next up, we have intuition. So group number 2, I can see here in your intuition that dreaming of something that seems too good to be true, I can see that your intuition knows that that doesn't necessarily need to be the case, but your rational mind is pushing away any possibility of you achieving such greatness or ever having contact with a deceased loved one again. I can see here in connecting with crystals that it is clear that the universe wants you to connect through crystals, through this energy that has been present for thousands and hundreds of thousands of years within crystals, because they take such a long time to form in the crust of the earth. That is why they have such strong, potent energies. And I want you to know here that connecting with crystals can allow you to connect not only with your highest self, but it can also help you to find the energy within you to believe in yourself and to remind yourself that just because something has not yet been scientifically explained and looked at and evaluated, that does not mean that it is impossible. So it doesn't mean that it's impossible for you to reach a huge goal, and it also doesn't mean that it's impossible for you to connect spiritually with somebody, especially if you feel a presence almost like right behind you, almost like someone just breathing really close to you when you have a quiet moment. Okay, so don't discourage or devalue the thoughts and the feelings that you have and that you're going through. Instead, try to embrace them and try to give them validity because they're craving for it. Now, group number 2, this is the reading that I received for you based on your dream. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this type of innovative reading. Leave a comment down below to let me know how you enjoyed it. If you made it to the end of your reading, leave a little rainbow emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that this is what you've been dreaming. So group number 2, I'm sending you so much prosperity as well as love, and I'll catch you in another one of my readings. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your dream reading. So you've been dreaming about death, and for you, group number 3, I would highly recommend that you watch the other video that I have published simultaneously to this one, because when it comes to death, it has a lot of different complex meanings, and I discussed that a lot in the other video. So let's move into your reading based on your dream. So we have the Knight of Coins. Now, group number 3, in the Knight of Coins, one thing that I can see here is that there's something that you have to take action in or with when it comes to your career, your professional life, or your finances. If you haven't been setting up those savings accounts like you told yourself you would, or you haven't been putting your all into a work project or going after your dreams that you always thought you would accomplish and it's slowly starting to die down, do know here in the Knight of Coins that the universe is kind of trying to confront you about that and bring you back to a place where you don't feel fearful and you're not allowing for your dreams and aspirations to just fade away or to just feel like, well, now it's too late. If I haven't done it up until this point, why would I do it at a later point in time? So I can see here in the Knight of Coins that you're really being called to take a cold, hard look at yourself, how you're talking to yourself about your dreams, and to remind yourself that just because you haven't done it up until this point, that doesn't mean that the future cannot be changed. Next up, we have the Six of Swords. Now in the Six of Swords, I can definitely see that in correspondence to you dreaming of death, there is a lot of renewal and expansion that's going on for you mentally, group number 3. So the renewal that's going on for you is really just leaving old thoughts behind, as well as old belief systems behind. So if you've come from a very religious family or a very traditional family, or just overall, if you've been someone who was pretty judgmental and you're trying to change that, I see that that's what's happening here in the Six of Swords. You're going through a lot mentally in your sleep, a lot of regeneration. In the Empress, I do see here that there are fertile kind of grounds being created for your neurological receptors. So I do want you to know that your brain is ready to soak up fresh information. Your brain is ready for you to feed it something new, for you to teach it something new, and to make new connections in order to change the way things are wired. So the more you let go of who you used to be, which is this death thing that you're dreaming about, the more you will be able to create a future that you desire based on your new values. Next, we have the Lover. So absolutely falling in love with your new life is what is possible once you are done with this series of dreaming of death, especially if it's something that has been occurring quite frequently for you, group number 3. I want you to know here in the Lover that just first and foremost, being in love with your life and being in love with yourself is what is required for you to move forward before even considering bringing anybody new into your life. Next up, we have the Shaman. And now group number 3 in the Shaman, I want you to know this is one of my favorite cards because it speaks of you learning from a teacher. It speaks of you learning from someone who has been through similar circumstances just like you're in right now, and they've been through it and they've come out the other side greater, stronger, and in a position that you would like to be in. So feel free to listen to podcasts, read books, just overall try to be closer to someone that you look up to energetically and allow that to affect your life, because you really are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, whether that is in person or through reading their literature, listening to their voice, their interviews. You get the picture, group number 3. Next, we have the Five of Swords. So in the Five of Swords, I can definitely see that your dreams are tripping you out a little. They're playing games with you. Don't take it too seriously, group number 3, okay? Don't freak out. Don't allow it to stress you out. These are just little mind games that get worse the more you interpret negativity into it. Know that death is not something that you have to literally be afraid of if it's showing up in a dream. I can see here in the Four of Swords that that is something to leave behind. Leave it in the past. Remind yourself of the fact that you are in control of your own destiny, your own future. So it is essential for you to kind of stay away if you need to, also from other people who will interpret negativity into your experiences. So if you have a friend or family member who you frequently talk to about your dreams or the things that you're going through, and they always have this negative edge about it, stay away from them, group number 3. It's better for you. Next, we have the 3 of Cups. So instead, find time to celebrate and have fun with people who understand that negativity isn't needed. Drama is something that is beyond unnecessary, and they don't want that around themselves or around you. So that is one thing that I see in the 3 of Cups that is the best solution for you to actually engage in order to turn this death dream scenario into a positive. Next, we have watching a movie as well as syncing with the moon. So group number 3, I do want you to know here in watching a movie, this is pretty straightforward. The universe is calling you to be a part of a dream world that is on your screen, okay? Watch some movies, watch some type of series that gets you out of a rut, especially if you are a little bit afraid of falling asleep and having a nightmare. Watch something that is soothing, okay? One thing that's very important is to not fall asleep to any crime shows. Don't fall asleep to anything scary, because that will affect you. And yes, while you're sleeping, you're not fully conscious, right? But at the same time, it's not like you are dead, or like your brain isn't functioning, or like your ears are completely closed off. If you're still hearing sounds that are scary from a screen that has been left on, that is something that can trigger a lot of scary dreams as well as anxiety and nightmares. So be very careful with that, group number 3, especially if you've never thought of it. Next, in sync with the moon, I do want you to keep in mind here that certain moon phases can trigger certain types of dreams. So write down when you're having these death dreams, okay? Because it could be that it is happening for you during a full moon or a new moon, maybe even during super moons, because the celestial events just trigger a certain type of response in your body. That is also something that could be the case. So keeping close check and keeping tabs on when you're dreaming this specific dream is something that will give you a lot of extra info based on celestial events and how your body reacts to those. So make sure that you keep a little journal right next to your bed so you can take note. Now, group number 3, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section how you enjoyed this type of reading. Leave a little moon emoji down below, and I'll see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 4, welcome to your reading. So you've been dreaming that you're back in school, you've been dreaming that you're back in the classroom, something's going on there. So let's figure out exactly what this means and what messages are being brought to you. So we have justice. Now, group number 4, were you done wrong in school? Were you done wrong when you were once studying, when you were in a classroom? Maybe you were bullied, maybe there are certain people who put you under pressure. So this doesn't only need to be in school, this could also be in like a job that you were at, and I can see here in justice that you're reliving it because you most likely never truly felt like you got the justice that you needed and that you deserved. I see here in the 3 of cigarettes, group number 4, that this is something that is causing you to still relive it subconsciously without noticing it, because you've just never had that cut, that clean slate to start off on. I can see here in the 7 of pills that this is something that is most likely still affecting you, and it's affecting you in a way that you maybe don't want to admit to yourself, but I have to be honest with you, group number 4. It is still affecting you financially, because when you feel like you haven't fully close the chapter on being bullied or going through something at an old like school or at an old workplace, that is something that affects your confidence up until this point in this day. So if you're still having this dream, especially frequently, and it is combined with, you know, other scary aspects, I do want you to know here in the 7 of pills that it does affect how confident you are in your current workplace, because school was once your job, remember? So if you still feel feel antsy about it, that has an effect in the now until you give yourself that justice, until you give yourself that kind of clearing out of old stale energies that are present around the topic of school and work. Next, we have clean your space. Now, of course, you can take this very literally, group number 4, but I do want you to know here in cleaning your space that it's all about letting go of emotional and mental clutter that has to do with school, that has to do with being back in the classroom. So reminding yourself that allowing it to affect you now is not going to do any good. Actually, the only person who it's going to harm is you, and especially if you're never going to see those people again who you were in contact with at that point in time, let it go, clear out your space. Also, if this was a authority figure, and trust me, I've been there, where a teacher is singling you out and doing things that they really shouldn't do, abusing their power to accomplish something, make themselves feel better. I mean, who knows? That is something you have to let go of so you don't later develop any type of issues with authority, because you wouldn't want them to have that hold on you years later. Now, would you, group number 4? Next, we have read. So group number 4, I definitely want you to know here that when it comes to you dreaming about being back in school, do not question your ability to educate yourself. You do not need a teacher standing before you to learn something new. One thing that we have to keep in mind is that when we get a diploma, when we get a degree, it is just that finally other people have acknowledged our capabilities. It says nothing about what our capabilities really were up until that point. Keep in mind that this is just really something that is a social construct and a way for quality control. But at the end of the day, I mean, if somebody didn't get that diploma but did all of those years of schooling or did even more research than the average person who got a certain diploma, does that make them any less knowledgeable? No, but they don't have that little certificate that allows for the rest of the world to know that they are intelligent or they have certain skills. But that is where you have to remind yourself that you don't need validation to learn. You don't need validation to know that you're capable of something. Next, we have the Ace of Cups. Now, all of my beautiful dreamers of the zodiac, you've been going through these dreams of being back in school because I see here in the Ace of Cups that you're craving a new emotional beginning, and you have to let go. You have to allow yourself to let go of any feelings that you still have that are connected to the time when you were in school. I see here in the Five of Wands that in order to get back to this really creative place that you were maybe once in, you have to give yourself permission, and you have to remind yourself that you're smart. Even if a teacher or other people had told you that you're not, this is something you have to tell yourself. You can't allow for others to tell you how smart or valuable you are. The most important words are the ones that you speak to yourself. So make sure that they are encouraging. I see here in the Nine of Wands that taking a little bit of a break would be really helpful now too, especially if you feel like you've never truly gotten a break between school and working and you feel like it's just always been a lot going on, just like there's a lot going on with these wands. I do want you to know, group number 4, that this is a sign that maybe you're nearing a burnout or you're nearing a situation that you just can't handle unless you take some time to rest and sleep, recuperate, regain your strength, and so on. Next, we have the womb. Now, group number 4, in the womb, I can definitely see here that you are being triggered to feel a little bit small. You're being triggered to feel a little bit like you are the one who needs to learn. You're not the teacher. So that is where I see in the womb that you may have to protect yourself a little bit more from negative influences in the real world. And that's why you're dreaming this, because there are some people influencing you, making you feel smaller than you really are, less significant. And that's why we have this womb feeling of just wanting to crawl back in if you could and not have to face the world if possible. Next, we have the vision. So I can definitely see here for you, group number 4, in the vision that you have an idea of what you want. You have an idea of where your life should head in the best case scenario. And I want you to know here in your vision that you don't need anyone's approval to go after it. You don't need anyone's approval for this vision to become your reality. Read, 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 group number 4. That is a way to educate yourself, to teach yourself new skills, not only for your emotional well-being, but also financially. I mean, you can learn to build an entire business just through reading, and the most successful people in any industry, 90% or so of them actually read every single day, which really is a big difference between people who are quote-unquote successful and people who are quote-unquote like average, if you will. So reading and continuously educating yourself, regardless of whether you're going to receive a diploma or any recognition or not, that is one thing that I see can help you not have these dreams so much anymore, and that can allow yourself to feel empowered and smart, which is something that maybe you haven't really felt in a long time. So group number 4, this is the reading that I received for you. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little stack of books emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that this is what you've been dreaming. And group number 4, I'm sending you so much prosperity, and I'll catch you in another one of my readings. Hello group number 5, and welcome to your dream reading. So you have been dreaming about being chased. Now group number 5, let's figure out exactly what that means and why you've been having this dream, shall we? So okay, we have the Hermit as well as the Chariot. Now group number 5, these cards popped right out of the pile for a reason. I do want you to know here in the Chariot that being chased is something that happens when you feel as though the speed at which your life is moving forward is inadequate. So you feel like you're moving either too slowly or things are happening too quickly around you, and what you really want is to just crawl into a little warm, soft place and be by yourself. That is one thing that I see here in the Hermit. So group number 5, if you feel like you really just need a little bit of time to yourself and you need a little bit of time away from the world, and that's why you've been having this dream of being chased, because you feel like you're just constantly answering emails and tending to other people's agendas, but what about you? Do know that that may be a big underlying reason why this dream keeps occurring. Next we have watch a movie. So take a little bit of time to just watch a series or a movie that you enjoy, group number 5. Not every card needs to have a really deep, monumental meaning. Sometimes the simplest things are really the best solutions for anything that we're going through. Next we have a look for fairies. So allowing yourself to engage in having fun, engage in things that don't have to have anything to do with reality. So whether that's playing Animal Crossing, Sims, or just overall reading a book that is purely fantasy, no self-help, no personal finance, nothing that has to do with growth in the real world, but just taking yourself away from that, being in your own little world can make you feel less stressed and less like you are being kind of pushed to do things. Next we have sync with the moon. Now group number 5, in sync with the moon, I can see here that certain moon phases may have an effect on you having this dream of being chased, especially if you feel like it stresses you out. Write down during which moon phase you have this dream in particular and see whether any moon phase kind of like resonates with it. And that would be an indication that you maybe need to do more work on yourself during certain celestial events, or like maybe if it, for example, happens during a full moon, you have to learn to fully let go in order to get rid of this feeling of being chased and being stressed out and having this type of anxiety. Next we have energy work, so your chakras and rebalancing them. I can see here that this dream of being chased may have to do with your chakras being blocked, with your energetic centers in your body not flowing properly. These are the centers, energetic centers, or some of them in your body. And know that whether it is your crown chakra, your third eye chakra, your throat chakra, your solar plexus chakra, whichever one is blocked, that may be causing this dream. And this is maybe why you feel chased, why you can wake up feeling out of breath or already stressed out, like you're late for life, even though the day hasn't even begun yet. So that is where I see that balancing and energy work can really help. Next we have Thanatos. Now in Thanatos, group number 5, I can see that Fear of failure is another big one. Fear of failure and allowing that to cause anxiety, which is something that you have to learn to distance yourself from and build a bridge. That is why the bridge showed up within your reading, group number 5. The bridge is all about creating this segue from knowing what you need to do, taking appropriate action, and feeling good, and not just knowing what you need to do, having no idea what the bridge is or what the action is that you need to take in order to accomplish it, and then just looking to the other side. There's no bridge, you're standing in front of a cliff, and it's like, oh, I don't even know how to get to the other side. That is one thing that I can see here in the bridge that you need a little bit of time to figure out. Next, we have the animal. So take responsibility for your actions. I can see here in the animal that sometimes it can be hard for you to step away from being ego-driven, which group number 5, I want you to know this is normal for everybody. If you're a human, you most likely have an ego, and I do want you to know here in the animal that that is something that you're being called to look at, and in the medallion to remind yourself to keep your eye on the prize, because if you don't take responsibility and if you allow for yourself to kind of already feel like the day is lost if you get up too late, or if you don't do certain tasks and already feel behind on everything and anxious about everything, then you are of course going to struggle to ever really get somewhere or make a dent in your dreams and your aspirations. So that is where the medallion is trying to communicate to you, group number 5, to keep your goals in mind, and whenever you take action, ask yourself, is this going to help me to accomplish my goals, or is this going to deter me from getting there? Is this going to just stand in my way? And then take action accordingly. Now, group number 5, this is a reading that I received for you based on your dream. I really hope that you enjoyed this type of innovative reading. Let me know down below in the comment section what hit home for you, and also leave a little fairy emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that this is a dream that you've been having. Doesn't matter if it's a male fairy, a female fairy, whoever your fairy wants to identify as, leave them down below. I'm sending you so much prosperity, group number 5, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Hello, group number 6, and welcome to your dreams reading. So you have been dreaming about cheating or being cheated on. So let's see exactly what that means, group number 6, and why you've been having this dream in particular, shall we? So first, we have the Magician, and now group number 6, one thing that I can see is that you're kind of afraid of this being initiated, of this scenario coming true. So if you are in a relationship, you're kind of worried that this is something that may happen. It's something that's in the back of your mind, especially if you've been cheated on before. And I can see here in the Magician that it is something that you've thought of, and that is why it is occurring within your dream again. I can see here in the Two of Wands that you haven't quite 100% made up your mind as to whether you fully trust or not. I see in the Two of Wands that you're always kind of stepping between fully trusting and kind of not being 100% sure if you can trust anyone but yourself in this life. I can see here in Strength that what it's going to take of you, group number 6, is that strength from within. So do know that here that the Strength card stands for you not needing physical strength in order to defeat any types of demons or difficult thoughts, just as this figure here is obviously not stronger than this lion or tiger, but their inner strength is what allows them to slay the animal, or kind of like allows them to have the animal under control, to demand respect. So that is one thing that I see for you, group number 6, that you need to remind yourself of. Okay, real strength is that inner strength, that knowingness, not needing to exert any type of physical energy, not needing to exert power over someone or something or a relationship. So not checking phones, emails, not controlling the person, but just knowing that you either believe or you either don't fully trust, and being okay with either one. So the understanding that strength really comes from a place where you are in full acceptance of your emotions and you're in control of them. Next, we have Read. So group number 6, I do want you to know here in Read that this is maybe something that you've thought of, okay? Checking emails or phones. This is maybe something that you have done fun, okay, checked somebody's messages, checked what someone is up to, and it is maybe something that you're tempted to do sometimes. I can see here that it is most likely something that is coming from a place of you feeling a little bit insecure. That is why you have this dream of cheating or being cheated on, and energy work is required for you. So for example, engaging in Reiki practices, okay, engaging in any type of energetic healing sessions that you can do with yourself, a friend, or a practitioner, depending on what your financial situation allows you to do. I see here in Death that for you, it's really about moving on. It's really about closing a old chapter. So if you've been cheated on in the past, do know here in Death that the most helpful thing for you to do is to come to a place of resolution, to come to a place of understanding that it wasn't your fault. It has nothing to do with you. If someone wants to cheat, it doesn't matter how great of a partner you are, they're still gonna do it. And that is where I see here in Death that you kind of need to be okay with moving on from debating why this is happening. And the more you're able to let go of it, the less this is something that's going to plague you. Next, we have the Empress as well as the High Priestess. So I can definitely see here that one thing as to why you may be dreaming about this is because of children, because of wanting to be a parent, wanting to have a family, wanting to have that stability and not feel like you're constantly watching your back, or you're constantly kind of like nurturing a relationship that isn't trustworthy, or where you can't rely on the person. I can see here in the High Priestess that you feel as though you are really the giver in many relationships, which is why this feeling of betrayal is something that's showing up within your dreams. So not wanting to be the one who is betrayed, not wanting to be the one who is kind of like stepped on or walked all over. I see that that is a big fear and maybe even a hindrance to wanting to tie the knot or start a family with another person. Next, we have the comic. Now, group number 6, I want you to know here in the comic that the universe is trying to communicate to you to not take things so seriously and not allow for fear or any type of like angst of this happening to take over and to hinder you from feeling free, from feeling happy, and from just enjoying life and relationships. Because when you read too much into these dreams, or you wake up and you're really angry at your partner because you had this dream that they cheated on you, it kind of puts a bit of a dark cloud on the relationship, and it also makes them feel like you don't trust them. So don't take these things too literally and too seriously in the sense of it affecting your day-to-day life. Take note of them, but don't allow it to affect you in your waking moment. I see here in Judge that it is important for you to judge everybody fairly. So if you've been cheated on before, or you have cheated before and you're kind of like afraid of being judged, or you're kind of judging any new potential partner based on the crap that somebody else did to you in the past, that isn't fair. You have to give everybody that fair start, that fresh beginning, and you have to allow everybody to be judged on what they've showed you so far, not what you have experienced in the past with other people. So this is just another facet that I can see that may be an explanation as to why you're dreaming about either cheating or being cheated on. Now, group number 6, this is the reading that I received for you, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little clown emoji down below in the comment section. I know it's creepy, but we did have the comic within your reading, and that way you can let me as well as others know that this is what you've been dreaming. Furthermore, do not forget to watch the video that I uploaded simultaneously to this one to figure out more about what your dream of cheating may mean. So group number 6, I'm sending you so much prosperity, and I'll see you in another one of my videos.